I'm kind of bad with not filling up the gas tank. Like until it's like that, it's the lights on, but I know I still got another 10 miles in this thing.
And then gives the car to me to drive.
Yeah, I like what she said, from the point of I do to I don't. So there's an in-between thing, and why push it to the point where the light's blinking at you and you're coasting on fumes into the station. Done that a time or two.
Some good words from Neil and Cheryl. Who are your ropes, and who can you be ropes for? I think we all need people in our marriage who are for our marriage, who aren't going to take sides one against the other, but who are for us as a whole.
Right. And some may be formal, like a marriage mentor situation, where you connect regularly and it's kind of a scheduled time. And some are informal, that you just hang out with some people because you know that they kind of speak life into your
and you
marriage.
like to watch the way they work.
They react. Just being around them makes it better.
Yeah.
So my college football coach was that first guy for me. He was a coach, and he came on and he laughs because he says, Mike taught me the offense and I taught him life. I had been there a year already and knew the offense a little bit. I was a little bit of a geek, right? So I knew all the stuff that you were supposed to know, all the details, and I kind of walked along and kind of explained the offense to him, right? But he taught me about life. He was always there for me, and he had this beautiful wife and two wonderful kids, and I got a chance to be around them. I'm actually the godfather of his youngest child, and we just became really close, and he was, just such an example. So when you talk about ropes and guys who can guide you, he was that for me. But what I want to speak about very quickly, though, is something that I told my guys as a coach, and that is to stay off the curbs. Right? So we have rules in place and rules to do things, right? But once you get to the rules, I call that the curbs. So I say, don't come and debate with me. Whatever penalty I give you, right, for something that's an infraction, you are already on the curbs. So that car could have come back under control, or it could have went totally out of control and could have been fatal. So when we get to the curbs, right, so let's not get to the curbs of our relationship. Let's not do those things that are detrimental, because when we get to the curbs is when we need the ropes, right? So we want to have the ropes in place, right? But the first thing is stay off the curbs.
That's good. I like that. Yeah.
The whole time I was watching that back, I actually thought of something you said to me years ago, Anne, when we were going through a storm in our own life, and you told me, you said, this is why it's so important to cling to the Lord. It's to be there, because when the storm hits, you're already there. And not that God doesn't come to our rescue, but it's so much easier. And He is really our strongest rope. And He is a friend that sticks closer to a brother. And He's like our marriage insurance. So that rope needs to be set in place. Yeah.
He's the third strand in that three-stranded cord that Ecclesiastes talks about. That three-stranded cord is not easily broken. I like the stay off the curbs thing, because too often we just, I don't know, maybe it's me, maybe other people do it. Push to the limits. I'm kind of bad with not filling up the gas tank. Like until it's like that, it's the lights on, but I know I still got another 10 miles in this thing.
And then gives the car to me to drive.
Yeah, I like what she said, from the point of I do to I don't. So there's an in-between thing, and why push it to the point where the light's blinking at you and you're coasting on fumes into the station. Done that a time or two, and ran out.
Not a great place to be.
But filling up along the way, maintaining along the way before you get to that point.
That's what Cheryl said. She said a lot of people wait till it's almost too late before they ever seek help for their marriage. When what I hear you saying, Dan, is you've sensed something's going. Okay, let's talk about it now. Let's not wait till we get that close to that edge of the cliff before we start saying, okay, what do we do now? Because that's so important. And to have actually marriage mentors in place where you can talk things out with them and say, this is what we're going through. When you went through this season of marriage, how did you handle that?
And it was important where they said it can't just be your buddy, that your girlfriend or a guy friend that I might have to go into and to talk about, because they're going to take your side. They're saying,
You're
hey,
right. She's terrible.
you got to do this, or the the girlfriend might say, I don't know how you put up with that guy. Or you're right. And it could be, speak negative to the marriage.
That's right.
But you find that a couple who's going to be neutral enough to tell it like it is, to say, what needs to be said, even though it might hurt a little bit.
That's right.
Yeah.
And another way to stay that, another way for you not to even have to use the ropes is when you, like for us, we always, every year we try to evaluate our marriage, right? When you're on top of things and when you talk about things, every year we have a discussion about what do you like? What you don't like? What's happening with me? What can I do better? We talk about those things so that it will renew us and refresh us.
There's gas in the tank.
And that has to be
Exactly.
a safe place. Create a
Absolutely.
safe place for that kind of conversation to
Absolutely.
happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, this conversation has happened really quickly because we need to move on. But anyway, it's been good stuff. Get yourself some ropes, get some mentors in your life for your marriage,
Don't wait
all
till
right?
it's too late.
Okay, we'll be back with a little bit more.